Okay, Be Thou My Vision. Try and follow the written version here as good as I can. Measure 24. Okay. And again, this is not one of my easier arrangements. The opening, just a simple arpeggio bass run down to B minor. And this B minor is kind of a weird fingering here. It's got, just follow the, G, and then the open E, and then A sus4. And I do that different. When I recorded this a couple years ago, I did it more like. And then just now I was thinking you could have done it this way. So on the G, instead of I would do a, and then run up this, hammer on the third string, and then hammer on the second string, and then put your little finger on the 5th fret of the second string and slide it up to the 7th, and then drop this A in here. Anyway, that's not the intro. Then the piece, the first time through, just D, and then that, I'm using a B minor version here. It's just got the 7th, the A here. So first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 4th finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Did I say first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string? So we're just using those, the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And then G, and A, D, and A. We'll hammer on here on the 2nd string, and hammer on the D. and then slide on your third finger on the second fret there to put you up into this D chord position, and then bar the 7th fret on this B minor. And I didn't write the bars in there, but this measure 9, 10, 11 is a bar on the 7th fret. And then measure 12 is also a bar. Slide the bar down to the 5th fret and bar a full A chord. A major. And just run up the arpeggio. Then you go to this G chord, which is like a D chord slid up to the 7th fret. And you're hitting the thirds. Now you're playing, now the melody, instead of being just single lines, it goes into thirds here. And you want to kind of milk it a little bit. So, I'll try and get some vibrato up on that one. And again, I talk about vibrato occasionally, but steel string guitar, you can get more vibrato going this way than you can this way. If you have a nylon string guitar, you're going to want to go vibratoing this way on the guitar. But on steel string, you can get more out of it that way. So, and that's probably the hardest part in the piece right there, because those notes have to be legato. If it sounds like this, you need to practice it before you play it at church to get that smooth, because those have to, you have to sing. Thou my great Father, and not thou my great Father. No, you don't want that. So think of it as you're trying to keep that melody line smooth and legato is the word. So now measure 15, the D. So you hit the third, then the bass. You're doing are up here on this D chord, and then this is like a G, and then A7 or an A, and the G, and the A. On the D, you go bum 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 and slide up to this. You should be real comfortable going between this D and this D and making that slide. And then into the B minor. And then E minor, open. G. And back to the intro. However you want to play it. And then second verse, I just have more trills. So it's the same thing. It's just I put the trills in a different place or add a few more. So the D, little hammer on and pull off on the O with the second finger. And this time this measure 25, the B minor, to get that riff, you have to bar the chord. And lift off the little finger here, lift it off, and then hammer it down to get that. So that measure 25 is... Actually, I hit the wrong bass note the second time. And then the G, the A, and then the hammer on the D, the A, hammer on, then the E, D, it actually starts at a D sus4. So it's another variation on that slide. And then the B minor, bar the 7th fret. This is got a hammer on and then like a trill. Then lift that off. So you hammer on with your third finger, and then lift it off, and put it down and hammer on and pull off. And then your little finger on the 4th fret, or little finger on, actually it's the 10th fret. And then your little finger lifts off and hammers back on. So that real slow is hammer on, lift. Then you drop into the A. Same thing on the thirds, but this time I milk it a little more. And you want to maybe even soften on that top note. And then the B minor. Now here we go to the D. I use my first and fourth fingers here because I'm going to put my second finger down, no, my third finger down next to the fourth finger on the, and then run these thirds down. Then to the G, hammer on, A, hammer on, D, that riff, and then the E minor, and then the G. Use your second finger for the bass, and use your first finger to do this little trill. And the third finger gets that last note. A, and you're home free. And I usually do a retard, slow down on that on the last line there, starting at measure 39. And that's Be Thou My Vision. That's probably my favorite hymn. It's going to be sung at my funeral.